Okay, welcome. This is R PREMANANDA. Another lecture on mesh analysis using the AC components. Question is as shown here. A balanced delta connected load consists of an impedance of 20 at an angle of 45 degree in which of its branch. A three-phase balanced supply of 400 volt is applied to the load. Using mesh analysis, find line current. Okay, find the okay. See, question is three phase of amplitude 400. So we'll have the three voltages, 4 at an angle of 0 degree, 400 at an angle of 0 degree, 400 at an angle of 120 degree, and 400 at an angle of minus 120 degree. See, in delta form, it has connected 20 at an angle of 45, three different three impedances collected in the delta form. Here it has asked to find the line currents. Line current means current through the line IA, IB and IC are the three line currents. And I1, I2, I3 are the mesh currents. See, arrow indicates this is negative and this is positive. So the current of I1 is in this direction as written here. This is arrow indicates wherever the arrow is there, that is positive, and another end is the negative. So the current direction is like this. For this I2, the arrow is here, so plus, and this is minus. So the current direction is here like this. Okay, current direction I3. Okay, we'll have the equations, three mesh equations from mesh 1, mesh 2 and the mesh 3. We have the three equations. Okay, from mesh 1. Okay, so from mesh 1, this 20, this for mesh 1, okay, only one I1 current is flowing in the mesh 1. In the mesh 2, only I2 is flowing in the mesh 2. In mesh 3, only I3 is flowing in the mesh 3. So, we can write that as 20 at an angle of 45 degree I1 plus 0 I2 plus 0 I3, which is equal to the angle value voltage for this mesh 1 is 400 at an angle of 0 degree. This is the equation number 1. Similarly, for mesh 2, okay, this is the mesh 2, only I2 is flowing, so 0 I1 plus 20 at an angle of 45 degree plus 0 I3, and the voltage for this is 400 at an angle of minus 120 degree. Okay, and similarly, mesh 3, this point, okay, only the I3 is flowing, so I1 is 0, I2 is 0. This becomes 20 at an angle of 45 degree is equal to 400, 120. 120. But we have got the three different equations. We have got the three different equations. From equation 1. From equation 1 means that I1 is equal to 400 at an angle of 0 degree divided by 20 at an angle of 45 degree, and the answer for this is 14.14 plus j 14.14, which is in rectangular form. We can write that in polar form as 20 at an angle of minus 45 degree. See, this is simple. Polar form both are polar form. 400 divided by 20 is the 20 and 0 minus 45 will be the minus 45. Similarly, I2. From equation 2, we can write that as I2 is equal to 400 at an angle of minus 120 divided by 20 at an angle of 45 degree. And the answer for this is, okay, that is minus 19.2 minus j 5.8. In polar form, we can write this as 20 at an angle of minus 165 degree. 20 at an angle of minus 165 degree. Similarly, I3 for from equation 3, I3 is equal to 400 at an angle of plus 120 divided by 20 at an angle of 45 degree, and the answer is 5.18 plus j 19.32. This is in rectangular form. In polar form is 20 at an angle of 75 degree. These are the three mesh currents, I1, I2 and the I3. Okay, now actually in this problem it has asked to find the line currents. See here, line current IA, this is line current. See, I1 is in the direction of IA, and in this I3 is opposing that, so IA is equal to I1 minus I3. Similarly, for IB, I2 is the same current, and for IB, I1 is opposing. See the line, I2 is in this direction and I1 is in this direction, so I2 minus I1. Similarly, the line current IC in downwards, see I3 is in the direction, so I3 is equal to IC, and I2 is opposing, so minus I2. So IA, IB, IC. We know the values of I1, I2 and I3, and substituting that answers, we'll get the answers are for IA 8.96 plus minus j 33.4. Okay, and IB is minus 33.3 plus j 8.96, and IC is 24 point IC is 24.38 plus j 24.5. See, all these three currents are in rectangular form. We may also write in polar form as IA, IB, IC. Convert that rectangular form into polar form, and our answer is I3, IA is equal to 34.64 at an angle of minus 75 degree, and IB is 34.52 at an angle of 164.96 degree, and IC is 34.56 and the angle is 45 degree. Okay, thank you. We'll meet in another problem.